Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Mindset Live.
Yes, welcome. Hi, I am John.
And I'm Renee. I knew that was going to be weird.
It is. We're really excited. Today we're going to be talking to a great guest.
Yeah, I mean, Mindset Live is great to me because we get to talk to so many different people. It's our opportunity to hear everyone's stories.
Yeah, no, and I think the great thing about the Mindset Lives are that the thing that connects everybody from different backgrounds, genders, races, all these things is their mindset,
Yes.
and ultimately they have these growth mindsets. And I don't even want to speak any further. I'm just going to give a little intro to our guest today. He has an amazing mindset. He is a certified integrative nutrition health coach, as well as a yoga instructor. He helps his clients have better health and wellness. I mean, sleeping better, boosting energy, weight loss, stress management, and so much more. His name is Mark Hirsch. He's simply holistic. And Mark, whenever you're ready, come join us. We are excited to have you.
Yes, so you just have to ask to join.
Yep, just ask to join whenever you're ready, and we're going to bring you on. So this is very cool. So as I said, he's a certified.
Oh,
Here we go. Now we're going to view the request. We're going to go live, and now we're going to hang out for a second. It's about to happen. Oh, the connection is there. He is.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon.
How you doing, Mark?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So excited. Thank you for
I'm
coming
really
on.
excited. Yeah, it's been like a week of anticipation and kind of like getting myself ready. And the last thing to do was make sure that I can get onto this live because I'm not the most savvy with this stuff. So our friend Amanda helped me with that. So
yeah, well, thank
I
you,
am ready to
Amanda,
go.
and you're here.
Yeah.
You made it.
Awesome.
Yes.
So,
All right, so let's let's go right into it. Tell us about your journey.
Wow. So I kind of wrote a lot of this stuff out. I'm kind of like a perfectionist, and right away. Yeah. So the health and wellness journey for me, I've kind of always been active and healthy, somewhat healthy. I think the things that I learned in that health coaching course really made me realize that maybe I wasn't as healthy as I thought I was.
Yeah.
But this journey kind of started when I decided to run the New York City Marathon about 3 years ago. My dad passed away in 2017, and I decided to dedicate my run to him. He ran it when he was 50, so about 18 years prior to that. I decided to run it with him, and my younger brother is a big runner, so we decided to kind of run together and dedicate the marathon to him. And as I started to train, I realized that I really needed to make a lot of changes in my life, my lifestyle, my diet, my workout schedule, and I'd say most importantly, my recovery. First, the training led me to passion in yoga. That's actually where I found yoga, was as I was trying to train on my off days and, keep myself flexible and strong and still do some of that workout while I was recovering on those long days. And also physical therapy was something that really interested me. Some people are just natural runners. They don't have to tie their shoes. They don't stretch, and they run marathons every couple of months, and it's no problem. I am probably the complete opposite of that. So as I started to run and really lengthen my runs out, I realized that I needed a lot of help. My knees, my ankles, my back. So the yoga is something that allowed me to keep up my strength and my conditioning on those off days. But the physical therapy was something that really interested me, with the anatomy and the physiology of how the body moves and what goes on within the body as you're doing some of these things. So I don't know if I was like a test patient for my physical therapist. She was really good at not only showing me the things that I needed to do while I was there, but also taught me some things to do at home on my off time when I wasn't there. And that's actually something that I really took to heart. And that's and we can get into the health coaching, but that is kind of the main thing that I like to help my clients with, is obviously in the now, helping them, with health and wellness and being their healthiest version of themselves, But my goal is to make sure that the end of our program, the end of the time that we spend together, that you can do it yourself, that you can be your own health coach for the rest of your life, and you just have some of these things, these tools, to make sure that, you know, you can do it yourself. So I trained for about a year and ran and completed the marathon. And that was when I realized that yoga was really what I loved the most. And I was actually excited to kind of hang up my running sneakers for a little bit.
Yeah.
My body was needed a little bit of recovery. So by July that next year, so I ran the marathon in November of 2018. And by July of that next year, I had quit my job, my sales job in New York City, which just wasn't, you know, it wasn't really meaningful. I mean, it was a good job, good people, good pay. I was able to save a lot of money, but it wasn't really anything more than that.
It didn't light you.
Yeah. So I was working at Indeed, Indeed.com in the city, kind of doing some recruitment advertising. So I quit my job in July and started to plan a trip, a solo trip that I ended up being abroad for almost 6 months, kind of just going to all different places, learning about myself. And
Very cool.
Yeah. The trip was centered around a yoga teacher training. So I really took the next step from just loving yoga to wanting to learn more and deepen my practice and hopefully teach one day. So it was centered around a teacher training in Goa, India, which is kind of like India is the birthplace of yoga. That, you know, northern India is where everything started. And I was just kind of drawn to it. And the rest is history. Since then, I have got certified as a Thai massage therapist in Thailand. I spent some time in Thailand. When I came home after, you know, COVID broke out, I was actually in India when COVID broke out here. So I had to make it home. I almost didn't make it home.
Oh, wow.
And I got my certification with IIN as a integrative nutrition health coach. And most recently, I'm working part-time at a small exercise studio in New Jersey as a personal trainer, doing one-on-one personal training. So yeah, that's kind of the short story of the last few years of how I came into this.
That
is an impressive mindset.
An incredible journey.
Yeah.
I mean, I love yoga. I found yoga late in life, but I absolutely love it. It's just amazing, life-changing.
Yeah. What part of it would you say? Because obviously you have the physical part of it, the poses, the flexibility, the strength. What is, because I have lots of questions that I want to ask you guys. That was one of them. So
I hear a lot of HUDs. I hear HUD. I hear that coming from the room a lot. So that's one of those.
Well, what about yoga? Like, do you love so much that draws you to it that really?
You know, it's so weird. It's the whole mind, body, the physical connection, the movement with the mind, the spirit. It really, I don't know, it does something for me. And like, I find some of the positions like that I've done them before somewhere another time. They're so familiar to me. They just, like, it comes naturally almost, like so many things come.
Absolutely.
I really connect with it. And I find Kundalini for me, because it has the movement, the mantra, the breath work, the meditation, that's my favorite.
Yes. I actually can't wait to when the world comes back to some sort of normalcy, because I want to deepen my practice. I did my 200 hours in just a hatha vinyasa, a basic flow. And I wanted to expand a little bit more, but I'm right on par with you. It's, you know, for me, yoga is more of a lifestyle or a mindset, if you would.
It is. It's a complete mindset.
Yeah, than a workout or an activity. You know, obviously you're strengthening, you're being flexible, you're working on your balance. But in Patanjali's 8 limbs of yoga, they have the niyamas and the yamas, which are the do's and the don'ts of kind of like a yogic lifestyle before ever talking about poses or breath work.
Right.
So, you know, for me, I'd always been active and athletic and flexible. So that part kind of came naturally to me, but it was really the deeper parts that really changed a lot within myself. You know, the zeal for yoga or just life in general. You know, commitment to staying in the moment and being content in the moment.
Yes.
And just a desire to learn about things in this realm and wanting to learn more and more as we go. So I'm right on board with you. That's kind of what connected me to yoga more than just the physical part of it.
Yeah, it's me too. The mindset. It's all about the mindset.
So if, as somebody like me who's a layman, obviously I see you doing it, and I know everyone's very into yoga. If I wanted to start, where's the best place for me to start if I wanted to start figuring out yoga and figuring out some of the, what do you think?
I hate to say that it's super simple. It's really just like start on the floor. Just sit on the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yoga, like yoga is different for everyone. So it's kind of goes into the same mindset that I think of with my clients, where holistically, you can't really solve problems or get to the root of issues without asking a lot of questions and knowing what is most important to that person. The same thing comes with yoga. So some people, love that hot yoga where they feel like they're sweating and they're getting a crazy good workout. And I love hot yoga. I haven't done it in a while. It's probably the least COVID friendly version of yoga you could be doing. But for me, that was kind of one of the first things that got me hooked onto yoga, that feeling. So for you, if you find it difficult to just like sit still and close your eyes and listen and just breathe, that's yoga. You're doing it. And I've told a lot of people who join my classes. I just had a class this morning, which was a fantastic class. Most of the time when you're forcing things, or you're trying to force things, or you're expecting something of yourself in your practice, that's normally when we maybe hurt ourselves, or maybe we get disappointed that we're not falling into a pose as easily. It's really when you start to let go and you start to just be in the moment, and you appreciate that you're able to sit on the floor and do a little bit of movement here and there. That's when you start to fall into some of these poses that you think you never would be able to, and you realize that you're a little bit more a little more flexible, a little more strong. You have better balance than you noticed when you start to just kind of stop expecting things from yourself and just kind of go from there.
That's amazing. That I love that, and everything you're saying about that. You relate that to life. We relate that to life. So that's our mindset. What you just said about the physical, you bring it into your mindset. So when you're forcing things or you're expecting things, you've got to let it go. You just got to let it go. And then
doing my best.
You're more than welcome to join my classes. Those Wednesdays. So I have a couple. I run about 3 a week. I'd say stay away from the Sunday class for now, because that's more of the dynamic. We're working a little bit more. Those Wednesday night classes are the classes that are really just kind of like relax and kind of sit on the floor. Obviously, we're doing some flowing, but the last maybe 20 minutes, it's really about tuning into what makes you most uncomfortable about not moving. Staying in a pose for 10 breaths, really working on up here instead of everything else. So. Yeah, you're always welcome to join my classes.
I appreciate that. I'm going to keep things up here locked away for the short term.
It's a practice every day to let go of a little bit.
No, I do fists of anger. You know fists of anger?
Like this?
Yeah. I got him doing
that. So I do that. That helps. That's
helps.
Okay. I like that.
It moves it. It like transmutes that energy.
You might like more of like a qigong, or like a tai chi type of thing where it's slow movements. But some people with yoga, the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes are the hardest for them, because I'm literally telling you to just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
And I can see people fidgeting and kind of moving their fingers around, and that is normally the hardest part. So,
and that just means you need it more. The more you're fidgeting, the more you need to like sit and be still.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hear often people saying, especially about meditation, about I can't do it, or about yoga, it's like I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. It's just not for me. And that's fine. I'm not the type of person to like push something on you just because I enjoy it, just because I love it. I'm a true believer that every single person in this world can get something out of a yoga practice, out of a consistent
100%.
yoga practice.
I agree, and that's how I feel about CBD.
Yes.
No, I'm serious. It's the exact same. It's the exact same way I feel.
It is. And speaking of that, tell us about how you came to mindset. We know, but tell everyone else.
No, I'm like super fortunate, super lucky. One thing that's really important to me coming into this health and wellness realm, kind of like as a newbie, I would say, is connecting to other people that are like-minded, that have the same values, that want to share, want to help people grow and connect. And I originally heard about mindset wellness through a good friend, Amanda Zapp. I think we all know her.
Amanda.
Amanda and I actually went to college together back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Really?
So it's really funny that we reconnected almost like 10 years later in a completely different realm, in this, we kind of started our journeys around the same time. So it was like really mind blowing to me how someone that I knew when I was in a different part of my life, and she was probably in a different part of her life, 10 years later, we reconnected, and she reached out to me about mindset and, wanting to give something a try. And at that point, I had been suffering with some like really bad and debilitating headaches, mostly coming from my eyes. It's kind of like once you hit 30, things just start to go wrong. I've always
I
had
didn't
good.
know about that yet. But yeah, at some point, I'll figure it out.
I'll let you know.
Couple years.
I know.
Yeah, so I'd always had perfect eyesight, and then I noticed, like right when I hit 30, my eyesight just started to go downhill. I started straining my eyes a little bit more. Driving, I wasn't able to kind of read signs as much. Yeah, I have my glasses here, but I think the reflection on all the lights I have in here would not be great. So I'm good for now. And the job that I was working had me in front of a computer a lot, so I was noticing that my eyes just were straining a lot, and they were causing these headaches. And I'm not the type of person to try and take Advil or ibuprofen or Motrin or any of this stuff. I really try to keep it as natural as possible. So when Amanda reached out to me about these CBDs, specifically the rest gummies were the ones that I just kind of gravitated towards. I gave it a try. And from the first time I tried them, it was a game changer. It really was able to kind of break that cycle, that pain cycle that I talk about a lot, where, say you break a leg or you pull a muscle or you strain something. There's always that cycle of pain, discomfort, and then lack of productive sleep. And because of that lack of sleep, it comes back into the pain the next day, discomfort, and then the sleep. So finding a way to break that cycle somewhere is going to allow the other parts of that cycle to just heal and rest more productively. And more often than not, that cycle is broken with productive sleep. So for me, it was more of getting the sleep that I needed, knowing that, when we're sleeping, when we're in those deep sleep cycles, switching between REM sleep and deep sleep, our mind is able to recover, our body temperature rises, the brain activity, amplifies exponentially. And that's when our body does the most healing and the most recovery. And I noticed that once I started to sleep better, I was able to wake up with more energy and get my workout in, get my yoga in the morning. And with all of that physical exertion, I was able to actually, by the time I was ready to go back to sleep. I was tired. I was ready to go to sleep. And it just kind of fell right into it. And I noticed that my headaches, there's still things that I need to manage with them, making sure that I'm controlling my screen time, making sure that I'm controlling my stress levels and my anxiety, because everyone deals with that from time to time, even someone who coaches people on how
of course,
to
right.
You're holding a lot for people. So you're
Yes.
We all do in our daily lives. We hold a lot for others.
That's a good point. I never really thought about it that way. And that, when I was doing the Thai massage training, they talk about that, when you're touching people or you're giving people your energy in a positive way, you're replacing it with their energy is coming back to you.
Yes.
So yeah, I never thought about it that way, but yeah, it was really debilitating. I wasn't able to kind of be the coach, the friend, the brother that I really wanted to be, because I wasn't fully, I wasn't fully there. I was always thinking like, am I going to go for a run and am I going to come back and I'm going to have a headache? If I watch my favorite TV show, am I going to have a headache after that? So I found mindset because of the headaches, and it really helped me sleep. But the reason why I'm staying and I love it is, like, one, I'm super impressed by the full product line that you guys have. It's really finding this mindset and introducing other natural remedies infused with the CBD to pick your mindset. It's like, wow, it's like, CBD is not a new thing. but this is a new thing. It's, you know, I use the happy gummies. I just took a couple before we started talking. I use the rest oil to help me sleep. The some of my favorite, the pain relief cream, the CBD relief cream. I use that all over my body. I'm a big fan of massages. I get a deep tissue massage at least once a month, and I bring this with me, and I have them use this on me for my shoulders, the hips, the knees, all of that stuff.
How good does it smell? It smells so good, right?
It is incredible. I think the only thing that smells better than this one is the Calm lotion.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this one is a little bit more light and a little airy. Yes. And thank you guys for this. I mean, it's like,
you're welcome.
I feel like I have my little army over here, my CBD army that kind of helps me to just ground and to stay where I want to be and to get the most out of every day. So yeah. I love it. I'm super impressed by you guys. I think you guys are doing great. And that was actually one of my other questions is obviously, I don't know if this is a new venture for you. I don't know if this is something that COVID gave you an opportunity to kind of take it to that next level where you didn't really, you kind of had to think of where to go next. But I wanted to ask you what got you both into CBD, and what led to Mindset Wellness? Because it's I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it was anxiety.
Okay.
That's the long and short answer of it.
Yeah.
Little background: Renee and I founded and ran a large apparel chain that was very popular here in the tri-state area. Built it up from nothing over the last 10 years. And at the height of the success of that, I was feeling overwhelmingly anxious, and nothing I had done previous to that point, including pharmaceuticals and a variety of things, stopped that anxiety. Someone introduced me to CBD. It changed the game for me. And once I found that new alignment, I realized I had a mission, and that mission was to share the anxiety relief that I was experiencing with other people, because how could I not? I had suffered for, I guess I was 48 when I finally found the relief. I'm 50 now. So I've had 2 years of full recovery on CBD, but to the point where, we developed the formulas and developed all the stuff. I'm number one in terms of the patient. If it was good enough for me, it was good enough for my kids, and it was good enough for my friends, then I knew it was going to be good enough for the public. I knew that if I was getting the results, and I knew that if I could change my mindset, and I could change the way that I was feeling, other people would have those same things. And so it just became a simple alignment mission. It just said, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. And of course, the universe has an amazing way of taking care of you. And everything just fell into place naturally. Now, the backstory a little bit, which is a little interesting, is as soon as I made the decision to leave the business that we built, Renee and I made this decision together. It was not an easy decision. We made the decision to take this next step into health and wellness.
Well, we weren't even sure, but we had ideas. We kind of knew things. It was scary. It was definitely, but we had a choice.
It was, and listen, you had a choice of choosing. Listen, when we had built the business that we were leaving, we had built a business before that. And we had realized that there was magic when Renee and I put together our, I really feel like we're the yin and yang of one another. We're really, we're happily codependent.
Look at your shirts. One's wearing white, one's wearing black. We're literally, quite literally yin and yang.
So whatever this little mesh that we have together works for us, and when we're together, these amazing things happen. And so we knew that even though there was no guarantee, certainly coming out of 20 years of fashion, going into the CBD space, we knew that ultimately, if we were getting the results that we were getting, other people were going to get those results, and we had a desire for people to get those results. And then it was just a matter of figuring out the stuff that became natural to us, which was the branding and the marketing and all those kind of things.
That was the thing, is that there was no brand out there that really called to us. There was nothing, and there was no information on it. So we wanted to educate ourselves, and the more education we got, the more like terpenes. That's how you came across terpenes and how that would.
I mean, I was the most, the thing about me is, I guess it's like a lot of people that become so obsessed about something is, at the beginning, you have absolutely no desire or interest in the item. So when someone mentioned CBD to me 2 years ago, I thought this was just a product like I'd seen at gas stations, or I had seen it like
Yeah.
convenience stores, and it just seemed like
It had a bad.
it seemed like this, like it was like a little like shady. I didn't know what it was. And the reason I originally took it was because I was suffering so badly. I was willing to try almost anything.
Yeah.
When it worked,
Right.
it was miraculous. And I mean, to the fact that it worked to the point where, again, we decided that we were going to change our entire lives from start to finish. And this was the new route we were going to go on, because we knew. And by the way, if you look at what the reorders look like,
Oh my God.
forget about the business for a second. It means people are getting relief. It means
Yes.
people
They're
are
getting
getting
results.
health. It means people are saying, this is working for me. I want more of this. And that is the testament to that we made the right decision.
Yes, the rest will come with it. The growth will come with it, because
Exactly.
the community that we're in, we are a tight knit community. We look out for each other. We
Yes.
recommend things that we use, that we like, and we don't recommend things that we don't like. I think what you said was perfect. I was, my first and my most important client is me, is testing these things out. I've tested out a lot of products that I don't like, that I would not recommend to other people. I've tested out a lot of products that I do like, that I recommend to my clients in our sessions, that I think would be a good way to kind of integrate little things here and there into what you're doing day to day. So I could not agree with you more. I could not be on the same page, where first you have to kind of see what works for you and what you trust and what you believe in. And then, just being in this health and wellness realm, knowing that other people are looking for that relief. You're not the only person who deals with anxiety.
Oh.
And you love to help people. So why not, do this for other people? So I love that. Fantastic answer. I don't expect anything less from you guys, but I really connect with that.
Thank you. Yeah, and then COVID happened, and we had a choice. We were like, okay, so what do we do? do we like say, oh, we can't do this now, it's not the right time? You could tell yourself a story.
I was going about the business of sort of building the business how I would have built any kind of startup. You sort of put your pitch deck together, and you put your ideas together, and you do your stuff, and then you go out and you're looking for some funding. And then COVID came, and everybody got freaked out, and everything changed. And we had a choice, which was, okay, are we going to retreat, or do we push forward without any assistance, without any help, and we just push forward?
The push.
Right. Renee hates when I say push. She likes to say flow.
Words are
I think that push was great, because people need it more now than they did if you would have retreated. Maybe some of the people that are doing those reorders that are really finding relief with this stuff, who knows where they would be without you guys. So yeah, I love that.
We went for a growth mindset.
We went for a growth mindset. Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's been incredible. It's such an amazing feeling when we get those reorders and those messages from people.
The beautiful part of this, though, is for me, is when I was in the fashion business, I was always thankful for my customers. Obviously, I was always thankful for the business. This is such a different kind of gratitude that I've had, I guess, as I've matured. The gratitude that I feel now for these moments, this Mindset Live just with you, and this conversation, and the fact that we have this opportunity to share our journey and share what's going on with people, the gratitude I have for that is so intense that I hope that's what's going to radiate out. And that for 20 years I didn't have in my other endeavors.
Yeah.
I have this amazing gratitude.
It really does. And the mindset, because I didn't even think about it that way in terms of the mindset until I started actually asking myself day to day when I started working with you guys, is what is my mindset today? How do I want to feel today? And knowing that you're kind of always in control of that mindset, and you just have to choose to do it and to walk forward with it. That's what's important. And I think the same thing happened to me, where I quit my job and didn't have another job lined up. And then COVID happened. And for a little bit, I was thinking to myself, oh, damn, I was like, wow, that was awful timing. Now what am I going to do? But then a couple of people in my support network, I have the best support system in the world. A lot of them are on this call, on this live. I have some of the best people behind me. A lot of them were like, actually, no, this is when people need you the most. This is when people need that support the most. People are quite literally doing nothing for the last 12 months, and they feel bad about themselves. They haven't been working out. They're not eating well. So I think it was a blessing, and I'm, you know, kind of just like how you said, I'm just very blessed and fortunate to kind of be in this position now. Whereas maybe if I didn't do it when I did, I would be working a job I didn't like, working from home, not being able to take advantage of the only parts of that job that I like, which were the people, the perks,
Right.
Exactly.
connecting with people. So yeah, we're on the same page there, and I give you guys a lot of credit for seeing what the options are and taking the more difficult option and going forward with it. So I think I'm not the only one that thanks you guys for that.
Oh,
No.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Renee,
No.
Renee tells me every day. She tells me every day. She says, what do you say to me? You say,
What do I say?
tell yourself a good
Oh,
story.
yeah. I mean, because you can tell yourself it's not going to work out. You can give yourself a thousand reasons why something won't work out.
Yeah.
But what if you just change that story and told yourself what can happen, what can go right, what are the great possibilities? Like, wake up each day and choose to start your day with a good thought, with a good intention. And your day becomes that. Like, you become what you speak. So the words you tell yourself, the stories you tell yourself, that's what you manifest all day long.
Yes. And don't get me wrong. I know that a lot of people go through some really bad things, and you know, a lot of things going on right now. It's a very traumatic time without even doing anything. You know, the whole world is hurting, and this is a very traumatic time for a lot of people. So I don't want people to think like, oh, you just choose to be happy if something crazy is going on. It's you choose to make the choice instead of letting what's going on behind you in your head direct where you're going to go with your actions. You choose to make the choice of like, all right, today's going to be a sucky day, but I'm going to at least try to do it with a smile on my face. Maybe I'll go for a walk when it's sunny out, and we'll see what happens. And a lot of the times when you do that, especially, you know, even when I do this, I find that those bad days normally don't end in a bad day. It normally ends kind of like on a high note when you're able to do the difficult thing of knowing that you don't feel great, you don't feel perfect right now, but you're still choosing to work yourself forward. So
I love that. I love how you put that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Amazing.
Really good.
Not only the CBD in terms of ingesting is something that I've noticed, and I really kind of loved what Amanda said on her live a couple weeks ago, where CBD is most of the things that you don't feel is what is really helping out the body. You know, because the CBD gives you the calming effects of, you know, the cannabis plant without the, you know, the high of the THC. The CBD is actually helping out the body, whereas the THC kind of just does whatever it's going to do with the mind.
Well, what's interesting actually is that THC in your endocannabinoid system, you've got these receptors, CB1 receptors, CB2 receptors, and THC binds to your CB1 receptor, and that gives you that intoxication. CBD, by its nature, doesn't bind to the receptors, but interacts with them, which is your own endocannabinoids can do their work better. And it's a little known fact that if you're having, let's say, you're too high, and I've heard this from many people, they get a lot of anxiety sometimes when they're using THC. CBD will actually bring that high down naturally because it will interfere with the receptors. So where CBD never actually binds to the CB1 and CB2 receptors, they're still trying to figure out all of the mechanisms, but it's not because it binds to the receptor. It's very interesting.
So tell me a little bit more about that, because I've known about CBD and kind of it all, and I know a little bit of it, but you seem to know a lot more about it. So in terms of the mixture of the CBD with, you know, with the different mindsets that you have, the other natural remedies that you mix with it, is that your recipe? Is that something that you came up with? Or?
Terpenes.
Well, each one is our
recipe. Each formula is our proprietary recipe, but the concept of using terpenes in cannabis is certainly not new. The way that we're using it, I think, is novel and new, and I think that the way that we're certainly doing it in terms of making moods or mindsets is certainly new. But basically, it's science that's been out there, and what they found out that terpenes, which are the basis of aromatic oils, they're limonene, for example, is in limes, the rind of limes. Pinene is in balsam needles, and all these things have these great smells. But what they figured out was that they actually have wellness benefits unto themselves, and when mixed with cannabis, And mixed with CBD in particular, you get what's called the entourage effect. And it's a real effect where you get the constituent parts amplify one another. And by this amplification, you get these amazing wellness benefits.
So it's an entourage effect. So it's not just that you're getting CBD from us, you're getting terpenes in each different mindset. There are different terpenes, different vitamins, and
So it starts with the base of full spectrum CBD, and that's very important. Most people are not that familiar with the difference between full spectrum, broad spectrum, and isolate. Those are the three kinds of CBD you can get on the market. We use a full spectrum product. It means you get everything that's in that hemp plant naturally.
Okay.
And then we add our own terpenes that have very specific effects. So imagine a terpene is the navigation system and the CBD is the car. So the terpene is sort of navigating you to that specific mood or mindset. And that's how we're able to achieve that through that science. But as I said, what's interesting is that CBD actually just optimizes your endocannabinoid system. Your endocannabinoid system is a natural system inside you that works independent of whether CBD is inside you or not. It just helps to optimize it.
So you know what, you spoke about full spectrum, but there might be people who don't know what broad spectrum.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
So,
get into that because we're going to have weekly chats, us three, and you're going to, kind of school me on CBD because you guys seem very.
Full spectrum is where you have the most of the plant. It's going to be, in terms of price, your most expensive kind of CBD because you're getting everything that's in that plant. That means that there's over 60 other phytocannabinoids. Phytocannabinoids are just simply plant molecules that work within your endocannabinoid system. So you get all these phytocannabinoids, you get natural terpenes that are in the plant, and then of course we add our terpenes. But that's a full spectrum product with a trace of THC, less than 0.3%. And on top of that, ours, I think, usually registers at actually 0.1%, which is even, really, really tiny amount.
Yeah.
And then you've got broad spectrum. And broad spectrum is you get some of the constituent elements that are in the CBD, but they remove all traces of THC altogether. And that's more for marketing than anything else. It's because people who are freaking out over the concept of THC, they just do not want it in their product. And if you look at all the major CBD companies out there that are selling to all the big box retailers, that's going to be broad spectrum CBD because they're not going to sell a product with any THC in it at all, even though those health benefits are going to be diminished. And then you have,
in our opinion,
I think in the larger cannabis community. Listen,
right.
I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a cannabis expert. I'm just the guy who used CBD and had great results. So let's make that clear. But
we can only say how it affected us.
Yeah, but I mean, and then there's isolate, and isolate's usually a crystallized or powder form, and that's where they extract every single thing outside of the hemp plant except for the CBD, and that can be used for very specific applications in complex pharmaceuticals or cosmetics, stuff like that. But if you're looking for a product that you're going to ingest and is going to have the total wellness benefits potentially of the plant, I would suggest the full spectrum product. We only offer a full spectrum product at this point for ingestibles because we just believe the wellness benefits are going to outweigh people's trepidation about seeing that there's a little THC in it.
I love it. Where do you guys see this going?
Wow.
Like what are kind of like the goals? I know that the main goal overall is you're kind of already doing that. You're already helping people. You're already refilling orders. You can tell that these things are helping people. Where do you go from here? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so in terms of the brand, we have some new products dropping. I'll pitch one since it's a great place to do it. We have this is our new Recharge. This is a Recharge muscle recovery roll-on. And this is an incredible product that is going to be for athletes pre and post workout, including Peloton, yoga, all that great stuff. This has doubled the amount of CBD as our pain relief cream.
Okay.
It also comes in a roll-on form, which is, after a lot of investigation, the most accurate way to apply a topical CBD in many ways, because you're going to get the most use of the product and it's going to be applied the best way. It's so convenient. You can throw it in your bag. And
you could reach places.
You can reach places. So we are really excited about this product.
Try that one when it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll
So,
send you one.
yeah, of course, we'll get you on the mail. So that's exciting. So we've got a bunch of new products that we're going to be bringing to the market. I think part of what Mindset did very early on, and we're only in our 5th month, but
Which is like incredible.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
we're babies.
but what's our mass mouth product obviously was one of those things that just had a life of its own, which was really exciting. It was a great product at the right time. A lot of excitement about that. And there's a lot of things that are still going to be happening with that product.
Yeah, and we want to bring like, meditation. I mean, we
Oh,
started.
in terms of, yeah, I was just talking about product lines
Oh
in terms
yeah.
of stuff that we're introducing. So from the R&D perspective and research and development, we have a lot of new products coming out, including an appetite suppressant product that we're working on as well. And then, of course, the wellness aspect of it, we are going to be bringing in more wonderful guests like yourself to be teaching classes, as
Yes.
well as.
Wait, are you doing this Wednesday?
Yes, Wednesday night. We are doing one of those Wednesday night kind of restorative classes. So that the Wednesday night classes half warm up, kind of get a little bit of a sweat going into some power flows. And then the second half of it is we find our way onto the floor. We use a lot of bolsters, blankets, pillows, blocks, and things like that. And we really focus on a lot of hip openers in kind of like long extended poses that were in there for maybe 10 breaths, and really just relaxing in those poses. And I plan on every day before I do those relaxing flows, I use the Calm Cream, and it really just kind of puts me in that mindset right away. And yeah, so Wednesday, I'm sure I'll have it all over my Instagram. You'll have it on yours. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be having my normal class that I do through Zoom because some of my clients don't use Instagram. But anyone who wants to join can join on your Instagram live and kind of come through and enjoy the flow, enjoy the
Yeah,
class.
it's funny. I'm getting a message. Somebody's asking us how they can get in contact with you if they want to get coached.
Yeah, so I try not to have everything go through Instagram. I'm definitely not the type of person that is going to try and just be an influencer and have thousands of followers. I'm much more personable than that, and I like to personalize everything. I would say the best way to find me for people who are following you is just to follow me at _ simply holistic, and just DM me. Just send me a message, and we can contact that way. I do a lot of the thing with my health coaching, and I wanted to get into this, was without getting too deep into the specifics of what I do with my clients, because every client needs something different. So I coach people in a range from, weight loss and nutrition all the way to, kind of like talking to them like a therapist, and just allowing them to talk about relationships and maybe traumas that they've had. It really allows me to run the full spectrum and really flex my, health coaching muscles as much as possible. And it kind of keeps me on my toes and allows me to really help people where they need help. I'm not going to tell you that, you need to lose weight. Okay, good. So this is what we're going to eat. This is how we're going to work out. And that's that. We work together to formulate a plan, normally about a 6-month program, where I formulate specific things around what you're looking for. And we work together so that at the end of the 6 months, you can do all of that stuff on your own. I feel like if I have the same client for more than 6 months, I'm not doing my job, and I'm not doing what I would like to do. I would like people to take 6 months with me to learn, to put, schedules in place for me to hold them accountable, to give them motivation, and then they can do it for themselves for the rest of their lives, and they can be their own health coach. So I would say the best way is just direct message me through my Simply Holistic account, and then we can do contact that way. I always do at least 2 free consultations to start, because for me to expect someone to find value and to invest time and money into this program, I need time to kind of learn about them. I need time to ask you questions. I ask really weird questions about, your birth and your blood type and what your mother ate when she was pregnant with you. And like all of these things come into play. And for me to kind of just give a one and done diet plan or a one and done physical activity plan is not really doing justice to what I can help people with.
I
Yeah,
love that. I love everything you just said. I
that
do.
is amazing. That really is the way to do it. It's a total immersive.
You know,
Uh,
it's a holistic.
Yeah, so that kind of, it's like, you know, I was thinking, brainstorming, like, what is this name going to be? And another one of my friends was like, well, what do you want to get the point across to? It's like, well, health is pretty simple. At the end of the day, it's pretty simple. You know, stay away from those fake sugars. Try not to eat carbs when the sun goes down. Move your body often, and
I don't move my
kind
body.
of have your own self-care schedule. Take a bath. You know, that kind of stuff is just as important as eating a good dinner, and taking care of your body. You know, working out or going for a run is taking time for yourself to literally just care for yourself. No one else matters. Read a book, light a candle, do some meditation, take a shower, go for a walk.
Right.
Um,
Self-care. It's self-care. It
yeah,
really is taking CBD. It's self-care. You
yeah,
know, it's,
yeah,
if you're feeling anxious, if you can't sleep, why not? Why
yeah,
not choose to take care of yourself?
yeah. So I had the simple with health is pretty simple. And integrative nutrition, you know, I loved all of the stuff that I learned there. It's really a robust program, and they have done a fantastic job over, I think, 20, 25 years of building that program. And a lot of the guest speakers on there are just fantastic. I have all of these books here that I'm trying to read from all of these speakers that I wanted to learn a little bit more about. But the thing that stuck with me the most was that they approach health in a holistic way. And, oh, sorry. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do is keep everything in a holistic, you know, learn about what you want to do, and then get to the roots of those issues. Not, I want to lose weight so that I can be 10 pounds lighter. Okay, why? Maybe you want to fit into a certain pair of jeans, and maybe you want to do this for that. And, you know, for me, it takes time to uncover all that stuff. So Simply Holistic came up. I swear I was brainstorming for days, and Simply Holistic just came up because that's really what I want to get across to people is health is simple, and you kind of have to start at the roots and work your way up.
That's so great.
That's great.
I love that. It's like mindset came up that you were, you know, it just downloaded into you.
Yeah, I think that the universe has a way of taking care of you if you're willing to give it, meet it halfway.
Yeah.
So you have a code if any of
Yes.
our audience is interested in trying some of our amazing mindset products.
I wanted to ask you, it's Simply Holistic, but it's in all caps. So does it have to be in
It doesn't
caps?
have to be all caps. It is not case sensitive.
Okay.
They can write Simply Holistic any way they feel. And
Yes.
so use Simply Holistic code. If you use Simply Holistic, go to mindsetwellnesscbd.com, use Simply Holistic, and you're going to get 10% off anything. And we're going to give you free shipping. And maybe we'll even send a surprise in there if you use the code.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
I like this. We have
We'll talk about that later, maybe.
It's a live.
You're getting download now.
Maybe it'll be bath salts. Maybe.
Yeah, I have the link in my profile in my account. I'm sure you have it in yours also. Sometimes I just go on there to just like look at the products, and you know, I love the website design. Everything is great. I'm really like super impressed and a big fan. So
thank
you very much.
Thank you so much.
We are fans too.
Yeah,
thank you so much for coming
Yes.
on today and telling us about your amazing journey.
Unbelievable.
Of course.
Yes, thank you for being part of the Mindset family.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. And again, gratitude to you, gratitude to everybody out there, gratitude to every customer, gratitude to everything that's going on. You know, it's all up to you. Choose your mindset.
Absolutely. And hopefully I see some of you guys Wednesday night. I'm sure we'll do a good job of making sure everyone knows when and where and how to get on there. On your account, on my account. Yeah.
I am so looking forward to that. That's going to be great.
And I hope to see both of you there.
I'll be there.
We will
Of
be
course
there.
I'll be there. I'll be partying and I'll be making little hands up.
We'll just take it nice and easy. We'll
Okay.
start nice and slow.
Getting on the floor is going to start with the calm lotion.
Right. And then lotion up and then off
Calm
I'm
dummy,
going.
calm lotion.
Right. Maybe some
Absolutely.
Delta. We'll see what happens.
But seriously, thank you guys for allowing me the space to kind of get my journey out there and how I can help people, what I'm doing. And yeah, gratitude all around for everything you're doing and what you have yet to do. And
Yeah.
I'm just
Nice.
excited. I'm really
Thank
excited.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
great, man. Thank you.
Mwah.
All right, guys. Take
All right.
care.
You
Nice
too.
meeting you guys. Bye.